Just gonna double check audio before we get going. All right then, hello everybody. Welcome to BRL Season 10, Round 9 around Qatar here. Our penultimate round of the season. Once again, two races left to go, and there'll be this followed by Abu Dhabi for the final race of the season here. We've got quite a few drivers not here at the moment. Oh, Jimmy's decided to come in and join, so I think he might have just wanted an invite there. Not too sure, but he's in now. He should be in the Alpine. He'll get himself sorted in a second. But yeah, a bit of a hit on driver numbers today. Hopefully we can get a few more in because we are technically waiting on a few other people, but I don't know if they're going to show up in time here really. Should have, I think with Jimmy now here, 18 drivers, but it's looking like we're going to have a possible maximum of 16 here, so we'll just have to wait and see. But anyway, while I say all of this, we take around the first lap here. At the moment, Exotic Swords into turn 1, 4th or 5th gear around here is really nice. You do need high wings to navigate these very fast corners and medium speed corners here. Goes maybe a tiny bit wide there, a little bit of correction of the steering wheel. Wasn't really wide in the end actually, it was just a little bit slow through the apex turn 2. Hits the apex quite nicely there, really chucking into the corner. He does validate, but I think he might continue the lap. He does not. Never mind, we'll go to someone else then. His teammate just started there. Okay, we'll go to Fernek here. Once again, I keep not really knowing how to pronounce the name, but we'll keep going. Looks like someone just joined then. Might have been Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy's now in third, so he is there. Fernek does keep it on the track there, so he is obviously going to do a better lap time than Exotic at the moment. 32.0. We'll see what Padlos is doing. 30.5. He is on the pace at the moment, setting it at the moment, so we'll actually go look at him. Going through here in sector 2, these are very medium speed corners at the moment. There's only one real proper low speed corner, and that was the hairpin we just went through on board with Pablos there, on the Williams there. And yeah, flat out through here into 4th gear. He goes out to 3rd there, even 2nd, so maybe a little bit of a mistake there because he corrected that immediately. But yeah, Pablos there. Finishes sector 2 now. Now this is all flat out, most likely. He even probably take. Yeah, this section's flat. I don't know. He decides not to. Goes to 6th. This should probably be lifted off a little bit. Yeah, lifted off a tiny bit there. Going through the penultimate corner. Goes on the final one. Obviously, with the completely revised pit lane from previous games, F123. No more massive wall over there. And Fernek there comes across the line for a 25.9. Pablos beats that by a few seconds. 22.2 is the benchmark currently. Have to wait and see who comes over next. That was Chug the Awesome. Looking like he was about to finish his lap there, but that is a spin for him in the Red Bull. He's going to try and find a tight. Oh, good lord! That's not what Chug the Awesome needs because it's annoying for him as Rio Harris goes faster and Jerry Sapples went quicker than Pablos as well. That is heartbreak for Chug the Awesome at the moment actually because that is his qualifying over, down in last, and at the moment. That's hit him as our Drivers' Championship leader out of it for the moment. He's on 132 points, so Blackburn's 127 behind. I mean, even our Henson's 119 at the moment, as Blackburn hasn't set a lap. We need to wait and see what he does as he rounds final corner where his rival for the championship has just been disqualified. Let's see, will he be able to slap on pole? He does, just by over a tenth per second there from Rio Harris, so that is going to be a lot of work for Chug to make up at the moment, really, because Blackburn there, currently on pole. We haven't seen Wisburn out yet. Wisburn is one of our main competitors for pole as well. We've seen him compete quite a bit with Blackburn over the past few races, so I have to wait and see what he does while we're there. Seaside Wolfer having to absolutely wring the neck of that Haas at the moment, about 9 tenths down of what I believe was Pablos' time earlier. Chug really not happy with that. I can completely understand why. I'm not too sure why it even happened. Just trying to get back onto the track there, but yeah, unfortunately for him, he is not going to be out there for another qualifying lap, and he will stay down in 16th at best. Depends on if anyone else wants to come and jump in to this quali session. This was the double check about that. I don't think we're going to get them. So we'll just, yeah, looking like we're not going to get them. I'll give one or two more tags there because most people at the moment aren't doing laps. Yeah, just want to have a look here though. Anyway, CSL will come around the final corner. No spin for him. Across the line we go. Goes up to PA ahead of Fernac and CC Drama. As I think he actually just made a mistake on his lap. As I believe that's how Kodoi starting a lap. So I'll watch him just more quickly go and show these guys what they need to do really quick. Anyway, yeah, what happens to Chug? Spun round on the final corner, and yeah, we're looking for Essex Perry's view here. Actually, he's on a second lap here, so Blackburn, here we go, come around the final corner. Looks like he just went in too hot here, had a little bit of a step off, went left into the gravel backwards, and trying to get back onto the track, disqualified for going the wrong way. But yeah, Essex Perry there goes, well, stays actually fifth fastest there. Nice lap from him so far. I mean, even though it's almost a second off Blackburn, he'll happily take this qualifying form. He's not really had the greatest qualifying run over the past few races. Bruh is a good idea there, Blackburn, but I don't think you should be complaining because at the moment that really helps your championship chances, especially for the Constructors' Championship, because McLaren may have a chance of winning it today. It's very Harris actually, just tops Blackburn there. I didn't really see that. But yeah, 21-2. We're pushing the boundaries of the track very quickly already. You'll see so Wolf trying to come into the pits. Yeah, that's him into the pit lane. Essex Perry, no, Kodoi there. His teammate goes into P7. Cesar Wolf decides to retire, believes that is his qualifying done already. He does that quite often, but it means I'm not really a person to go say you have to do qualifying laps here and all the time, but CSL Wolf decides against that. Exotic Swords goes 8th fastest behind Kodoi and our Henson, who's actually quite close here at the moment. Who the fuck is this guy? It's a new person here. He's a Wisbun. Yeah, probably not the greatest choice in teams there, to be honest with you. But yeah, very quick as it looks like here. So yeah, looking like at the moment Rio Harris and Wisbun at the moment are going to have some very upfront battles as Wisbun is going to come out from the garage. Merc 1 too. We'll just have to wait and see, to be honest, because I mean, oh god, I was on used tyres as well. Okay, Blackman must really have his work cut out before him, then we'll have to just wait and see how this goes. So it'll be incredibly smooth sailing for Blackbone, because at the moment McLaren hold a 23-point lead over Red Bull in the Constructors' Championship. Alpine are 1 point behind Red Bull, 157 to 156 points. Aston a little bit further back on 138 points. And Mercedes, the team that looks like, I think, it's the team to beat, because I think they've got two very good drivers there, and I did not realise that. They're 127 points, so at the moment, I think the most points you can get in a weekend as a team here is 49, I believe. So with 49 points, I mean, if they do get it, let's say 1-2 in qualifying, 1-2 in the race, and the fastest lap, so that will be that, and then 49 points, I believe, will put them on 176. So even with that, McLaren, if they score absolutely nothing today, they won't be ahead, but they'll just have to make sure they watch out for these guys, because they will be quick. So I think the first thing we'll do is, I think we'll have to just watch Wisbone here. Let's have it on a lap, and I believe he is. So we'll just watch the end of this lap on board the Alpine, and he goes wide, and surprisingly it's not in validation. Not too sure though. Let's have a look. He comes around the final corner. Will he continue with the lap? No, he's coming to the pits. Probably down on his delta time. Anyway, Wisburn now. We'll go on the off-board shot here. We haven't done an off-board shot properly for a little bit now. So we'll go into turn 1, 4th gear here. Decides to keep into it. Doesn't shift up to 5th early. He does on the exit corner. 5th, 4th now. A little bit hesitant at the front there, I feel like. I'm not too sure if that was the biggest limit for Wisburn that he could take there at the moment. But anyway, he goes through his 6th, 5th. Really quick downshifts there. Keeps on the throttle, make sure not to run too wide, don't want to go too wide today and validate. Apparently a purple first sector, so we'll see how that goes for Wisburn. 3rd gear, nice pick up the throttle there, uses the overtake to get as much power out the corner as possible, to get the best exits as possible. Goes to the medium section of the corner here, nicely hooked up, and we'll see now, fully flat out, Probably will go down to third or fourth gear here. Fourth gear doesn't go down to third. No, probably keeps fourth for the traction, and we'll just be on board with him now as he well, looks like he's bouncing a little bit in that car, but yeah, looks like he's looking very planted here. This should be all flat out. Will he take the third corner flat out? He does, yes. Still in seventh gear. Nice shot from him. Would he use a little lift? No, still flat out from Mercedes. Oh, God, from Mercedes, sorry. As he goes through the final corner, obviously has to lift here because no car is taking this with the downforce, unless it's an absolute monster of a car. Anyway, across the line goes Wisburn, and it's third. So only just behind, just ahead, sorry, of Jeremy Sapp. So that's actually really interesting to think of. As behind him, Blackman was doing his own lap, crosses the line, improves, goes the quickest final sector of all, but still a 10th down on Rio Harris. Who else is on lap at the moment? Our heads, I think, is just about to finish his lap. Let's see if he decides to stick with it. He does. Let's see, is it now come across the line? Will it be an improvement? It is by about a 10th, but it doesn't really put him anywhere at the moment. CJ Drama just decided to start a lap there. So who else on laps? Jimmy Jags out lap. Fernick here at 1.4 seconds down this time, so I don't believe this is an actual lap at the moment because he's also saving battery through a flat out section. Pretty ridiculous if you really think about it that way. But yeah, 5 minutes and 50 seconds left of this qualifying. I just want to double check things. Okay, it looks like Kadon isn't going to be able to make it. I'll once again double check, but yeah, just make sure. Anyway, yeah, Ginger Rage going through this section here. Sorry, I'm trying to read a few messages at the moment while I do this because I think it's also people trying to get themselves in. I don't believe Kadon's online now. No. Okay, anyway. Sorry about that. Anyway, we'll go to a driver. I'm not really too sure what driver's on our lap at the moment, but Jimmy Jags just started a lap. Ginger Rage is finishing one, I believe. Yeah, Ginger Rage. Only up to P13 at the moment, so he will need to go again if he wants any chance of improving on that time. Jimmy Jags for 31.0. Looks kind of competitive there, actually. I believe Wisburns was 30.4, and that was purple. And don't consider how much Wisburns been dominating quali. Hazard on 30.5, so looking like the Alpines are turning up the wick a little bit. I mean, Hazard especially at the moment. And I think they'd quite like some solid points finishes for this race, because it could still put them in a chance for the Constructors' title, really. Because at the moment, I mean, if McLaren managed to bridge a gap from their 23-point lead to a 49 point, no, actually no, not a 40 point, not 40, not there, not a 49-point lead, to a 50-point lead. So that probably involves Blackman getting pole, the win, fastest lap, and his teammate taking into a few points there. But that also then means if Red Bull, for example, score absolutely nothing, Alpine score absolutely nothing, Aston don't score a set amount of points. It really just depends here, but that is roughly the threshold. Hasn't come across the line, improves by 4/10, but not really enough there to do anything else. Goes over his teammate Jimmy Jags, I believe, but that was only it for him. But that's kind of competitive in midfield here at the moment. Only about a 10th or two in it for a few people. Essex Perry, even nice up there as well. P5, so he likes Qatar quite a lot around this. Championship is over. Probably the team standings, I believe, yes. I mean, I don't know how you're really going to come back from this one, Chug, unless Blackburn has a big mistake in this race. But the driver standings, honestly, I'd say Salon. I mean, you can probably come back quite well at Qatar, to be honest with you, especially if you're faster than quite a few people below. You've got to be very careful with the back markers, really, because it's looking like you're probably faster than them on the laps you were doing. But you just got to be very careful not to do any damage to your car early on. Anyway, Rio Harris, one of the people who is a contender for pole, not a slow person here, is in contention for a quicker lap, as it's 3 minutes left in the session, maybe going for a little bit of a cool down and a push up again after this one, but he is up by 7 thousandths of a second, so we'll wait and see what he does. It's looking like a very planted Mercedes at the moment. We've seen it with Wisburn as well. I also argued it was planted. A little bit of a, yeah, definitely a little bit of a understeer there. Quality time in the league on Monday was 20.1. That's very competitive. Let's see if Rio Harris can match that. 2 thousandths away, so he's basically on par with his time. Hello, Jimmy, you are on the actual account. So, yeah, to say hi, I'm back. Helps quite a bit. Anyway, yeah, Rio Harris said it's going to come across the line in a few minutes' time, or a few seconds' time, sorry. Will he improve on his time for 21.2? Because it looks like it's going to be his final lap. He does by only 300 a second. It's still 21.2, but that might be pole position if he can't go around and do another lap again. And that will be his time he has to stick with. Kodoy looks like he's going to start his final lap in a minute. So we'll go... I think we'll go aboard with Kodoy at the moment, because I think this will be the lap that matters. He does invalidate here, but he's on 100% battery and everything else. So we'll go and watch the first final lap of the session here. Kodoy, never mind, goes into the pit lane. May have invalidated across that final corner there, because he did cut that final corner quite fine. So just have to wait and see who else is on a possible lap at the moment. I think most people, yeah, look, half the people are in the pit lane at the moment. I don't think they're going to get out in time. They want to do a lap. Yeah, half the people sat in the pit lane, so we're not going to have a crazy end to this qualifying session. However, I mean, we've still got some cars out there at least, so not going to complain too much about that. I think that's Alpine there trying to leave the pits early. That is not going to come to any good for that Alpine. It's a 1 minute 15 left in the session. He's going to beat the pole time on his outlap by miles if he wants to go get back onto his track for a final lap. Anyway, Pablos here in the Williams on his lap. He was doing very well in Singapore last time out, a P3 finish after a little bit of a lowly qualifying. Let's see if he can replicate that feat again. Maybe not lowly qualifying for him, because I feel like he would want to be a bit further up the grid, and right now that's looking like a possibility. 2/10 up on the first sector will put him ahead of Kodoy onto the third row, but will he try and get himself ahead of Essex Perry? Let's see as we look at the gap into the first sector. Almost enough to have track limits there, but that is not going to be enough to haunt him at all. Let's see now, 2/10 up, apparently a purple middle sector. Pablos here, turning up the wick when he needs it. Let's see if this can get him ahead of Essex Perry. Let's see if we can have a really nice run on the sector. Let's have a look. Takes it a little bit careful for him. Goes 5th gear instead of 6th. We've seen 6th, I think, be the main gear through that final corner. Now, as he goes to 3rd, up to 4th, up to 5th, a little bit of a wobble on the rear there. Let's see what his time is across the line. And it's P6. Unfortunately, not enough to replace Essex Perry for him, but he is currently up there and doing well on his time. We'll go look at Blackburn now, I think. Jimmy Jags, I believe that was, does not make the line. Ginger Rage actually needs to be a few tenths up as well, so we'll wait on this one, and actually a few hours beforehand. So let's see now, Ginger Rage, what is he going to do on his final lap? As I think that's, the Mercedes of Rio Harris catching our Hens at the wrong time there. They're both on flying laps, they're both not obligated to move out of the way. So let's see now, as our Hens' teammates will come across the line. He does improve up to P12. Let's see who else now is to be on a good lap. I think that's McLaren behind. Is that Blackbone? It is Blackbone. He's 2/10 up. Let's see if he can make it onto pole. 21-1. Ray Harris is a few tenths up. We'll get a tiny bit of a slipstream here. Let's see what he does. I head to go across the line in a second. P6. Ray Harris is onto pole with a 21-0. Does not break into the 20s, but that looks like could be enough as Wisburn invalidates his lap. Jeremy Saff went to 3rd there as well. Pablos looking like he's not going to go any quicker. Exotic's still going to go quicker though, and we'll see what he can do across the final few corners. It's looking like he can maybe put himself ahead of Pablos, but it's quite wide into the final corner. He might have lost a few tenths there, so he might stay in P9. Across the line he goes. P8 does go ahead of Kodo in the end, but he just lost, I think, a bit too much time in that final sector, and that means Pablos goes ahead of his teammate in the end of it. Our Henson P6 as well, doing okay to stay in the championship hunt, especially with Chugby Awesome down there. But Rio Harris on his first qualifying here. Wow, great job from him. 21-0. And Essex Perry, yeah, where's that come from? Brilliant qualifying from Essex Perry to, I believe, take P5 that was. We'll just have a double check. Yeah, P5. Anyway then, we'll quickly run through the grid here as I wanted to do it now. Get out of the way before the timer goes in. Rio Harris on pole with 21-0, just outside the 20s there. Blackburn completing the front row from him. And then a big gap, Jeremy Saff and Wisburn on second row. Essex Perry, I think, was best qualifying of the season in P5 alongside Henson in P6. Both Williamses on the 4th row. Codeway and Hazard rounding out the top 10. Jimmy Jags just missing the top 10 as Ginger Ray's in P12. CJ Drama is in P13, CSR Wolf in P14, Furneck there in P15, the last of the remaining time set, and Chug the Awesome disqualified after his accident at the final corner. Look at that. That was a beautiful grid run down there. Let's double check qualifying saved. Oh, and it has. It's a good day today. We're not having any issues with racing lead tools either, and looks like we got hopefully an entertaining race on our hands. We just have to wait and see. But our Henson there saying I've taken a slipstream there with Rio Harris. May have helped him to pole position. I mean, I don't think he would have gained in 2 tenths, but definitely would have helped him in that final sector, I think, in the end. just get that little bit of an extra time gain. But anyway, this is good for Blackburn, to be honest, on the front row, as one of his championship rivals is down in P6, and it's not the one that matters as much with our Henson, and the main one all the way down in P16, and he will have to make up a lot of ground there. Let's see if there's any chance to look at strategies beforehand. I'm assuming it's going to be a medium-hard strategy here. Tyre wear is usually very high around Qatar, and you've got to make sure you keep your tyres in check, so I'm assuming it's only going to be a one-stop strategy here today, unless someone wants to go bold and go for a two-stop, but I think you lose quite a lot of time in the pit lane here, and you've got to work past a lot more traffic, so we'll just have to wait and see. It's probably going to be like Singapore again, so I think we'll just wait and see, ladies and gentlemen. I think it is 29 laps around here. We'll just wait and see though, once the 5 red lights go out here for the penultimate race of BRL Season 10, and we're underway. Rio Harris off pole, gets a nice start, bit of wheel spin though, and we'll just have to wait and see there. Blackburn has a car off, Jeremy Saff there, as he will scramble to turn 1. CSL Wolf is very late on the brakes. Looks like Mercedes goes a little bit wide there, might invite the Sauber of Essex Ferry through, and I think it has, almost 3-1 behind him. And let's see now, as Wisman and Pavlos go side by side. Wisman on the hard tyres, I think having a bit of a struggle with the start there, and the other Sauber there, Essex Ferry, losing out there. I think he went a bit too wide, or he made a mistake. On the inside, Henson, is there contact? A little bit of contact there. Big contact behind there. I think that's Sia Jama off the track. Yes, it is. So massive contact behind. I'm not sure what's even happened there. Essex Ferry is going to go through in P6 though. Jimmy Jaggs trying to make moves on Kodoy. And Kodoy has actually dropped down positions here on the kick Sauber, and we'll just go on board with him quickly. As you see now, Exotic Swords ahead of him. Jimmy Jaggs, Exotic Swords almost loses it. Kodoy has avoiding action. Ginger Race is ahead now. Let's see, we Chuck the Austin go on the inside. Yes, he will. He managed to 6th place up into P11 after a few instants there into the middle sector. And there you go. Yeah, look, see the drama off the track. He looks to be out of it for the moment. But out the moment, anyway, out in the front of the field, we've got Rio Harris, Blackburn, Jeremy Saff, Pablos trying to get back into the DRS range, so I don't believe he's going to be able to get it. But there you go. Look, Jeremy Saff really wide out of the penultimate corner there. CSI Wolf does get past Furneck there. CSI Jama, yeah, I think would have damage from that. Yes, he does. So he's going to not be able to take all that flat out, but someone who's taking it flat out right now and taking the lead of the race, I believe. Blackburn there, using the ERS. On the inside, will he take the lead from Rio Harris? Yes, he will. Lovely move there into turn 1, keeping it stuck and into first place. Any other moves going on behind? I don't believe there is, unless I've missed any. But look at these small gaglet cars here. They're all still within each other's DRS range. And we'll just have a quick look at the tyres now, because we weren't able to fully see them. But we did get a small glimpse at some point. Yeah, look at these. Wisman on hard tyres, or Henson hard tyres. Exotic on hard tyres, Hazard and CSR Wolf also on hard tyres. Oh, that's a bit wide from the, what I was going to say, oh, Essex Perry, after his qualifying being so well, I think he's dropped it under throttle on lap 2, unfortunately for him. I'm not sure what's going to happen to it. Oh, no, you don't need to do that much throttle, Essex Perry. And I think that's him in the same situation as CSR Drama, probably going to wait for his safety car at this point. Really unfortunate for Essex Perry, to be honest, because he has such good qualifying. And, I mean, in all honesty, I want him to do well. He's been there for absolutely ages, Essex Perry. And I wish he could do well in some of these races. But at the moment, looking like the hard tyres are just not it at the moment. Yeah, our Henson really struggling here. And of all people, I mean, Jimmy Jaggs is behind him in the Alpine. So we'll wait and see what he does. Let's look at the position changes as well. Yeah, Jimmy Jaggs up 4. Pablos up 3. Chuck the Awesome up 7. Already going for Exotic Swords as well. Let's see if he can do it. He's got very little battery, so we'll wait and see what he does. Make sure he doesn't make any contact with any of the cars down the straight. Will he go on the inside here of our Henson? He tries it. He can't make the move, though. He does get ahead of Exotic, though, as Exotic maybe try and fight back. Our Henson's got a no grip on them the Aston's hard tyres there. And he's, well, falling behind Jimmy Jaggs, as you can clearly see there. And, oh, he goes wide again. Look how, like, little grip that he has. He's like basically just slow motion through some of these corners. Oh, that was contact behind there. Exotic Swords, I think, outbraking himself, and that's Kodoy now having to fight with him. Exotic there losing quite a chunk of time now to the rest of the field. Essex Perry's in the pits there. I'm assuming he's going to go on to another set of tyres, as I don't think he wants to retire this early again. I don't think he'd really want that. But anyway, our Henson still behind Jimmy Jaggs and keeping back Chug the Awesome as the top 3 starts to break away a little bit from Pablos. And Wisburn now is right on the back of him on the hard tyres. So the hard tyres, I think, going to take a few laps to warm up here. As our Henson looks like he's getting a little bit more into the rhythm with the hard tyres there now. Not really pulling away from Chug the Awesome, but he is catching Jimmy Jags, and has got quite a bit of battery to use down this main straight. Will Chug try and go for a move to the final corner? No, decides against that. Jimmy Jags needs a good exit here. Henson doesn't get the best exit. Chug the Awesome will be right on the back of him. He uses the ERS. Whisper now past Pablos. Rio Harris past Blackburn. Let's go back to the fight here. Henson gets past on Jimmy Jags. Chug the Awesome gets past. Will he make a move? No. He'll probably wait behind now, see if he maybe can force the Aston Martin into a mistake, because he has got that lesser grip on the hard tyres there, and it looks like these 5 at the moment are giving us, well, quite a nice battle at the moment. Kodoy really not fully in the battle at the moment, but he's going to close up eventually. Exotic trying to find any sort of moves around the outside of anybody, but nothing doing at the moment. Jimmy Jags really trying to go for a move. Ooh, a little bit of contact there with the Red Bull, and that was Exotic trying his best to take advantage of that, but he can't really, as the one close up on him. But yeah, top 3 still looking the same at the moment. There's Rio Harris to get past Blackburn on that straight, in case you missed that. Henson keeping himself in the P6 for now on them hard tyres, with Chug with the position gained needs really to get past, as he's just losing so much time to the leaders at the moment. Henson doing his best to keep ahead, but I believe this is probably where he's going to have an issue. And yeah, there you go, look, goes wide as well. Yellow flag once again for Nessus Perry. Yeah, looking a little bit slow through there anyway. But we'll just have a quick look. Chug here actually might go for a move down the inside here into the final corner. You know what? He's going to try his best for Henson loses the space. Well done from both of them. Blackburn now past Rio Harris again. Let's look at Chug now. Chug trying to get all the battery use he can. He's only on about 50% there. Pablos back past Wisburn. Chug past Henson. Jimmy Jags potentially trying to go on the inside there. A bit more fighting from behind. Exotic and Kodoy. And we'll see what they do now. Side by side still. Will Exotic keep his nose in? Yes, he will. Kodoy may try to go for a switch back here on the hard tyres, but he just doesn't get it at the moment. Yeah, I was going to say on the medium tyres, sorry, but he doesn't get it on the hard tyre runner of Exotic, and it looks like they're going to stick in that order for a little bit. Now the question is really, will Chug be able to pull away from Henson enough to be clear enough from the DRS threat that he's going to have down the main straight next? We'll just have to wait and see on that, as he's trying his best to pull away at the moment. And that's Blackburn. Not sure if he made a mistake there, but he is lost position in the middle sector, which is a bit surprising there. You don't really get many overtakes in the middle of the middle sector, because this is very unorthodox place to try and make a move. There's Perry also got a penalty there. Furneck has also got a penalty, as is CJ Drama. I think CJ Drama has got 6 seconds of track limit warnings. Essex Perry, I think this would be now the time where he retires after a few extra spins. Don't believe he'll be very happy with himself. There we go. First time and off the session, and that actually might be very interesting. As Hazard gets penalty, will Blackburn be allowed to overtake here? Let's see. I don't know if he's able to. We'll just have to wait and see. Wisburn, let's get past Papos. Yeah, he's got to let him by. So, Blackburn, will he have to let Rio Harris by? I'm not too sure. He might go away with it. Jimmy Jag said pass Henson. Will he have to let him by? I don't know. Because the yellow flags are playing a bit of havoc there. Kodoy on the inside. That was a lovely move. He can make that stick. Will Exotic try and go around the outside on the hard tyres? Nope. Decides to try and cut back for a switch back there. He's really pushing the rear tyres there, as we saw. Jimmy Jag's going defensive. Oh no, I think that's just him letting him by again. Yeah, there we go. Don't think Blackburn is going to let him by. He might not have had an issue then. But yeah, a few people did there. Jimmy Jags, I think, let him back by. Wisburn, I think, let Pablos back by. CJ Drummer, another 3-second penalty. He might be racking up for the disqualification by the end of this race. Not too sure if he's still got that damage, but I think that might be an issue that he's having. Let's have a look. Yeah, still carrying the end plate damage. Look at this. Yeah, this is why you can see him going wide, getting a load of warnings here. He can't really nail any of the corners at the moment, which is unfortunate for him, to be honest, because I mean, his race was really over at that point already. I think he's tried staying out, see if it works. Unfortunately for him, it hasn't worked out for him. But anyway, yeah, Blackburn tried breaking DRS there on Rio Harris, but the DRS section point has already come and gone. Rio will still get DRS down here. Yeah, there we go. As it comes on now, Rio Harris will now use some of his battery to go get it. Jimmy Jags now won the first one to get a penalty, well, the first person to get a penalty in the top 10. Chug has also Chug has also dropped that head, sorry. And Jimmy Jags now be on the back of him. Pablos there also passed by Wisburn. And Jimmy Jags there, look at that. all the DRS and ERS in the world. Kodoi may also go past him as well, and he does so. Goes a little bit wide there, though, Henson. Will that invite Exotic in? No, it does not at the moment. Exotic still in P10 right now, and Jimmy Jags at the moment trying to catch up to Chug the Awesome. Both on medium tyres here at the moment, which is quite interesting, you know. Jimmy Jags usually doesn't have crazy pace on this track, but he's showing it right now. And CJ Drama there now past Furneck on the medium tyres. So even when he's got wing damage, CJ Drama still showing he's got some nice pace in that RB car. And we'll just wait and see. Will Jimmy Jags catch Chug here at the moment? I mean, he's hovering around the 9-10 window. He wants to catch him. I'd probably suggest dumping some of the battery if you can hear me, Jimmy. Because I know you are, I think, watching the stream. But, yeah, dump some battery in these next few bits of sectors. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. He's dumping the battery. Good on the lad. And there we go. Look, he's caught up quite a bit now. Let's see if he can nail the final sector. Giving him tips like I'm an engineer here for him. But looks like he might actually be able to get DRS here. Maybe just fall out of it. We'll wait and see. Goes wide. Might have taken it. Kodoi also, I think, went wide there. Gets a penalty for it. Did Jimmy Jags get DRS? I don't think he did. It was very close, I believe, because he was just outside a second there. Anyway, Rio Harris, did he take him? No. Rio Harrison not take him. But anyway, now Kodoi will be the one to have a chance to fight against him. Will our Henson try to make it free wide here as Jimmy Jags gets overtaken? Our Henson tries to leave it on the outside, trying to get some moves going here, but nothing really working. Jimmy Jags decides to back out. Our Henson on the inside of Kodoi trying to keep him fighting, but I don't believe this is what they want at the moment. Both of them got to really try and get into Chug's DRS here, as they'll just be fighting for one less position and less points overall. But our Henson makes a lovely move round the outside there of Kodoi. That was a lovely move on the hard tyres there, as Kodoi has to try and now defend from Jimmy Jags and Exotic actually behind him there. As Exotic trying to maybe put on the power. He can't do it just yet, but he's doing his best. But yeah, no, look at this now. Our Henson's got to be the one to catch up to Chug the Awesome, sorry. And they're a few extra tenths back now, so I think they've got to start realising to work together, but I don't believe they're really doing that at the moment. Yeah, and Jimmy Jags falling down 2 places from the previous lap when I was telling him use the ERS. But at the moment, I don't think any of these guys can really use the ERS at the moment. I think everyone is just struggling to try and keep it on the track. And Pablos now out of the DRS of Wisman. Did he get it in the section point? No, he didn't. Neither did Wisman on Jeremy Saff or Rio Harris ahead. And speaking of Rio Harris, looking like he's going to change the lead once again. Rio Harris on the inside, looking like there's going to be no fight from Blackbone. That he takes the lead again. It's the only issue I really have F1 24. Some of these overtakes just a bit too, well, look at it. I mean, Kodoi passed, and that's about it, really. Unfortunately, it's not really a chance to make up crazy ground in the corner sometimes. Like Henderson was at a spin there, but he does keep it on the track. Look like he's having some really big struggles on the rear tyres there, but he's keeping it on track for now. But yeah, that's just the main issue. Oh, look at this though. Exotic trying to prove me wrong. On the inside of Jimmy Jags, forcing him off the track. Will Exotic try and get the place back? It's side locking here. Jimmy Jags still on the inside, really trying to force him out. And I mean, I'm not sure if there's going to be a report on that, but Jimmy Jags, for now, having to concede to Exotic because he was really trying to force off the car there. As I think last race, Exotic probably a bit of PTSD from the tyre locking. He basically DNF for that reason. Out last time in Singapore, so I think he just wanted Jimmy Jags off of his tyres there, making sure not to just go flying off the road into the wall, but he has done exactly that. He is now safe from any crash at the moment. But good news for the Mercedes team, one's in the lead currently, and another one has got DRS now on the top three. One will probably change now, as Blackburn will probably decide to change that. Yep, uses a bit of battery. Into the lead goes Blackburn, and that is to be him retaking the lead once again, and then just start switching each other. Anyway, now Henson trying to go on the back of Kodoi here. Kodoi going very defensive. Jimmy Jags tries, Exotic Source, sorry, tries following the slipstream here. Will our Henson try and go around the outside, or will he cut back? Kodoi goes a little bit wide here. Maybe opens the door for Henson to turn two. He doesn't decide to take it. Kodoi looking pretty nice on the brakes there on medium tyres. I think the hard tyres probably going to start coming into their own here, but he's not got a great drive out of this corner, and he doesn't decide to take it, unlike what Exotic did earlier with Jimmy Jags. But Exotic goes a little bit wide there. Might have been a warning for him, as they're both once again trying to catch up to Chug. And Chug, a bit Larry there on the steering. And to be honest, I mean, Chug will need a bit of a miracle to sort of catch up to what I believe will be Pablos. He'll need some nice pace on the hard tyres, and I think one way to maybe do it is an undercut strategy, because realistically, if these guys behind you start getting into the DRS window, Chug, I believe it's a good chance to try and pit for some hard tyres. I mean, to be honest, I want to say around lap 12 you should pit, to be honest. It's usually, I think, a few laps for the main strategy here, which I think is lap 14 on the mediums where you pit. So I believe it's a good idea. And look at this, hold on a minute. Wisburn flying, as it seems, normally past Jeremy Saff, who, to be honest, hasn't the weakest of the top three, and is now the weakest of the top four as he falls down outside the podium spots. But now it's both Mercedes chasing a McLaren at the moment. Blackburn ahead of Rio Harris, ahead of Wisburn. Our heads now past Kodoy. Jimmy Jack's trying to go for a move running outside. Will he try and make it? No, I think he's going to try and go for a switchback, but Kodoy covers it off quite nicely. A little bit Larry though. Will Jimmy on the inside? That's going to be very close contact. Exotic Swords. Yep, gets the time penalty, and that is contact between Jimmy Jags and Exotic Swords. Kodoy might not be very happy with that, but I think the fighting here alone is going to probably catch him back up to the DRS window here. Kodoy will just be a few extra places back, unfortunately for him. I think that was Jimmy Jags going on the inside there, and I think Kodoy closing the door a little bit too much. Probably both of them will be quite unhappy with what's just happened. I don't believe anyone's got damage. Jimmy does not have any visible damage to what I see here, but a 4-car fight. Looks like it's now just going to become a 3-car fight, as Kodoy will try and his best catch up. Gets a penalty though, so he's not really having fun out there, and I think he's got another warning there as well, so yeah, probably not having the most fun out there now after being turned round by Jimmy Jags. Used a bit of ERS as well, trying to catch back up, and I think he will catch up by the end of this lap. But what this has done, released our Henson, and, well, almost was in the DRS there of Chug. Let's see if Kodoy gets a DRS here of the other two, and he does. So basically he's back in it, just other than the influence of our Henson now. But this is actually interesting now. Both Mercedes taking the McLaren, and both Mercedes now leading a 1-2. I feel like out of nowhere, to be honest. Didn't really expect this coming, but it is there now. Exotic gets past Jimmy Jags, as Kodoy, yeah, is still in the DRS window at the moment. Our Henson now looks like he could be in the window of Chug the Awesome, but he's in the hard tyres, so we'll just have to wait and see if Chug reacts to that at all. I don't believe he should, with our Henson on the hard tyres on a different strategy to him. But we'll just have to wait and see what his strategy is, because I think he's losing quite a bit of time on the medium tyres. Our Henson goes wide there too, probably picking up a warning while he does it. And yeah, I think Chug just struggling on the medium tyres at the moment. Looking like it's still holding up okay, but yeah, losing time to other medium tyre runners. Pablos there, I think it was about 5.7 beforehand, it's now 6.1 the gap. So he is losing small chunks of time to our medium tyre runners, and obviously losing time to our Henson on the hard compound tyre. But anyway, let's wait and see now. Wisburn, who I actually think is, well, I mean, judging by the tyres here, look at that, on course to win convincingly at the moment, because he's on them hard tyres, and he's just taking the lead as Blackbone calls in for an early stop. So I said pit at the end of lap 12 to Chug, and, well, he's done exactly that. Pablos as well. There might be the strategy that everyone else trying to take here. Try and get track position, or try and get DRS on other people here. But Pablos covering off Chug in the end. And Chug actually got wing damage. I did not know that. I'm not sure when he got the wing damage, but he is going to be maybe behind Kodoy here. Let's see now. Coming out the pits, he is behind Kodoy. So Chug losing out there. I probably explains why he wasn't actually catching some of the people here, as Pablos out now into P10, CSR Wolf and Hazard both getting jumped out the pits there by Blackbone. I mean, obviously they haven't pit yet, so I technically can't really get jumped, but it's just 2 less cars for Blackbone to dispatch. Pablos will need to dispatch both of them if he wants to get past ASAP, and I think that should be possible here. The tyre wear around here is awful, and once them tyres are up to temperature, which realistically should already be in the span of a few corners now for Pablos, then he should be pulling absolute time on our Hazard and CSR Wolf. So just have to wait and see what happens. Interestingly enough, though, I want to see what the Isu do on the hard tyres now, because I feel like these guys, yeah, Jeremy Saff will try and cover off Blackbone, keeping his DRS, or maybe just making sure not to fall behind Hazard there. But yeah, Jeremy Sapp in the pits on the medium tyres. Rio Harris will probably follow, or just keep with the DRS of Wisburn, maybe try something else then, I'm not too sure. But yeah, the two that I'm going to be focusing on, I think, are Henson Exotic Swords. I really want to see what they do. Jimmy Jag's also trying to maybe get some form of DRS out of anyone here at this point. But no, he is miles ahead now. I'm assuming it's just Henson, Exotic Swords, Kodoi. Will he be ahead of Kodoi? This is a big, actually, for Jimmy Jags. He's out the pits. As Chunky Awesome flies by, and Jimmy Jags is behind Kodoi, so the extra lap there has cost him track position over. Well, I mean, Chunky Awesome already had track position. I don't believe Kodoi did, so Jimmy Jags needs to get that back. One lap pressure tyres for him, but yeah, he will need to warm them up first, so he needs to make sure he's back in that DRS as soon as you can get it. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the rest of stuff that's going on. Fernack there getting a penalty. Rio Harris maybe going into the pits now. Let's see. Will he keep the DRS benefit? Yes, he will. So I think Mercedes here are working together here. Wisburn keeping nice pace on the hard tyres, so doing his usual strategy. And Rio Harris probably going for the freshest hard tyres possible by just keeping in, well, what is basically a free benefit of speed for him with the DRS at the moment. But yeah, once again, I think these two will maybe try and come out to possibly potential safety car, go on softs at the end of the race. I don't know what they're going to do, but that's the good thing about it, really. Is Kodoi, I think, actually is going to start dropping Jimmy Jags, as we've the Awesome there, as they are now, well, they've taken a second out of Jimmy Jags on this lap, and I believe this will be, well, it for Jimmy Jags. I mean, unless there's some crazy fighting from these two, is Chug the Awesome now, with the repaired wing, is going quick on this racetrack, fast up off the race to him, and is quicker than anyone else on the fresher tyres at the moment. And actually quickly check fastest lap anyway. Yeah, one of the only drivers in the 24s at the moment, Blackburn in 24s on his fresher hard tyres, but he's about half a second down there, so I'm not sure if he lost out due to Chug possibly getting a DRS benefit. I'm not too sure if he did, but anyway, we'll go back to gap 2 interval here. Yeah, Henson losing quite a lot of time to the leaders, and I believe everyone else behind him. So, yeah, I think these two are going to just try and go for potential safety car if there is going to be one. Rio Harris said now deciding it's the time to come into the pit lane, as I think he believes the benefit of DRS is just not enough to keep his pace on the medium tyres. Maybe the last time he would have ever used it, or maybe he was in puncture region. One of the two. Either way, he's on the pits for the hard tyres now, and I think the interesting thing now is where will he come out in comparison to Blackbone and Jeremy Saff? Because if he's ahead, which he might be, let's have a look at this. I mean, he might be ahead of one of them. Let's see, he won't be ahead of Blackbone. Will he be ahead of Jeremy Saff? He will, it looks like. He's going to come out of the pits. Yeah, he is ahead. Rio Harris, a few lap, a younger hard tyres. He's got to do the slight deficit to Blackbone, catch that back up. But he's got a few lap pressure tyres, which will help a lot, especially come the end of the race. Once the tyres start really struggling and crying out for grip. CJ John with another set of penalties, mate. I'm going to look at what penalties you're on. I'm so sorry. 18 seconds, my lord, CJ Drama. I mean, I'm not sure if you've been disqualified yet, or we ever see disqualification by the amount of penalties you get for track limits, but we might be seeing that one today, as Wisburn may carry on, may go on to medium tyres, probably around this or next lap with the side boxing, so let's wait and see. No, he carries on for the moment, so I think Wisburn, yeah, expect him in end of lap 17 or lap 18, as I believe that'll be the most optimum time for him to go on the medium tyres. Fresher tyres, obviously, lower fuel, should hopefully help him as much as he possibly can. Will these two stay out now? I don't know, but let's wait and see. The other flag sector one, that is the drama. He's just not having a fun time today. Bunch of warnings, bunch of penalties, and another spin to go with it. Exotic Swords, though, fighting for track position actually here with Henderson. I mean, obviously, on track this is P2, but overall, wow, look at that though. Exotic Swords, a little bit of wiggle there. Let's go on board actually this time, make sure there's no contact here. But yeah, no, Henson getting back in position there on Exotic, using all the DRS he could then, and then still finding out that he just can't make the move in the end. Chug the Awesome now caught up to CSL Wolf, and he is now past the Haas into turn 1 up into P9. So Chug the Awesome does still work on a few more things here. Who else has not pitted currently at the moment, we got Hazard not pitting, the top 3 not pitting, CSR Wolf not pitting, and CJ Drama. Oh my goodness me. Oh, he's got a puncture. Okay, right, CJ Drama running the medium tyres for quite a long time. Well, we know that 16 laps the most you're going to take in it, so I believe that is why Rio Harris boxed, because a lap later and them tyres had the chance of going bang. He's having to get out of the way of everybody there. This is a miserable race for the V-Carb driver, and unfortunately for him at the moment, it's scoring him no points either. So, very unfortunate for him. He's trying to just limp across track now, trying to just turn the car right, make sure he's out of the way of everybody as well. Yeah, unfortunately, CJ Drama, this is his race done, unless he can somehow salvage a point or two from this. Got to get out of the way of everybody else says. Yeah, Williams flies by, Alpine flies by. I think that was, yeah, Pablos and Hazard there. Oh, look at that, though. Chug the Awesome, Chug the Awesome's getting past. Wow, my goodness me, hold on a minute. I'm sorry, I didn't see the exotic and our heads over take ahead, but that was really nice from Kodoy there, just going right on the outside of CSR Wolf, as he just decides, you know what, just screw it, go around the outside. Hazard there into the pits now. CSR Wolf probably going to take the DRS benefit and then pit this lap. CJ Jarman now deciding that's time to retire from the session, and I think that's pretty wise there, having an absolutely awful race, to put it lightly, really. But I think Hazard, with this late stop, hasn't really helped him much either. Yeah, he's down to P13 at the moment, only ahead of Furnek here, who's got to get out of the way of the lap cars at the moment. These two still fighting at it at the front. Not too sure what their tyre wear is. If I'm going to guess, probably about 55 at this point. 60%, I'm going to say. I think the hard tyres will be running its course at this point, as with Wisburn out in front. And there you go, look, Wisburn comes to the pits now. I believe I was right about this. You don't want to take it too far into puncture region, especially because that will then be these guys getting so much time off them. But I think our Henson Exotic, will they stay out? I don't know, because that is the slight thrill of it at the moment. CA Drama's car is still stuck. Yeah, no, look, both of them follow each other into the pits there. So this will be now Blackbone likely inheriting the lead. Let's actually watch it from Wisburn's view. The RB's cleared. Wisburn out, not by much, behind Rio Harris and Blackbone. So Blackbone is the one on the back foot, obviously with the older hard tyres. We're going to turn on telemetry again, sorry. Yeah, there we go, look, 6 lap old hard tyres. So Wisburn's no lap old mediums. Exotic and Henson are going to come out now. Where are they going to come out? Behind Kodoy. Will they be behind CSR Wolf? They've got to make sure to probably try and be ahead of him. One is, the other one isn't. Exotic gets ahead of our Henson and CSR Wolf, as our Henson is ahead of neither of them at the moment. He's got to make the move past Haas, who will be very slow in the middle sector. So I don't think he's really going to be able to keep DRS with Exotic for this lap. And hopefully Exotic, for his sake, he'll know that. Let's see, though, as our Henson, will he make a move down the inside? He's going to try and do it on the inside of CSR Wolf. CSR Wolf will let him go as the only driver not to box in this race. Our Henson now needs to push, and he knows it. Yeah, look, turn on the ERS there, and he is going to try his best to get back up into the DRS of Exotic, who's also going to try his best to get in the DRS of Kodoy. So both of these two will need to push like hell if they want to get back into DRS of the respective drivers who are trying to chase. Anyway, Wisburn, already back in the DRS of the respective drivers at the front two. We are going to see some lovely battles here. Blackbone knows that he's going to go ultra defensive here. He's on the oldest tyres. Rio Harris is trying to go running outside. Wisburn on the inside. Let's see what's going to happen here. Wisburn on the inside has to maybe back out. Will he have the grip mid-corner? No, he doesn't. Blackbone has to back out, though. And Rio Harris takes the lead. Wisburn on the medium tyres will have the grip. He's got to be patient with it, though, as he's going to take on the overtake right now. Let's see if he's going to do it down here. Rio trying to fight now. Both the Mercedes not deciding to help each other here. Let's see what the fight's going to go for here as CSM Wolf now comes to the pit lane. But yeah, here is the first sign of gloves off battling as we're getting close to the end of this race. So we're 2/3 of the way through now as CSM Wolf, losing more positions there just by pitting. Ginger Rage, will he get past for Hazard here? Hazard trying to go around the outside, switch to the inside. Will anything happen with that? I don't believe so. Exotic there, also trying to get past Kodoy. Will he go for a send on the inside here? Let's see. Round the outside, this be very brave. He can make it stick on the Williams. Kick Sauber, sorry. The Williams does, though, get past Sauber there. That was a nice move from the Williams driver up into P7. There's a little bit of a snap, though. So he's just got to make sure now to bridge as much of a gap as possible. And our Henson also needs to make sure he can dispatch of Kodoy as soon as possible. He needs the medium tyres. And there you go, look, Kodoy, another 3-second penalty, I believe. Yeah, 9 seconds out for the Sauber driver, so he's got to make sure not to get more of them. And look at this, though. We got more ERS now being used by Wisburn. DRS as well on the inside. Rio Harris tries to take the inside line. Wisburn will take the outside line. He should have the grip to stick it around the outside, and he does. Wisburn up into first place now on the medium tyres. Now, will he decide to just absolutely bolt it, or will he try and leave his teammate with some DRS to display and realistically help against Blackburn here? So it'll just depend on what either of them do. Will Wisburn play the team game, or will he try and take, I believe, what could be his 3rd win in a row? Let's have a quick check here. Austin, I believe he took the win at. Yes, he did. Singapore, he also did. Will he make it 3 in a row here? Jimmy Dags is a 3-second penalty as well. Wisburn looking like he's just got the hold of the strategy in these past races. Has got the speed to show for it. He knows he can make the moves, and he knows he can keep the pace. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen now. Henson now past Kodoy. I think he's made a move on the inside of the kick Sauber driver, much similar to Exotic Swords, but just he did it round the outside there. Has another 3-second penalty. What are you doing, mate? I think he just got one about 3 seconds ago, but he's got another set there for him to contend with Ginger Rage now in P12. Unfortunately, the Alpine team just not really getting much of the pace and points is what they did back in the early start of the season, which is very unfortunate for him. Wisburn there, setting past Slap. Will he make it easy for me again and give me a few extra graphics for me, which will be very easy to eventually do in the end? I hope so, but to be honest, I also hope for a different race runner here. Wouldn't mind if Rio Harris stepped up a gear, or Blackbone would like to finally show a bit more pace on the hard tyres, because they'll be wearing out quite a bit. He's got to make sure he needs to keep pace with the two Mercedes, really. So that's what I'm saying. Show a bit more pace, mate. Get yourself stuck in. And someone who is actually getting stuck in at the moment, to be honest, well, would have been our Henson. He's on the back now of Exotic Swords. But the main one, Chunky Awesome, trying to climb up there, up into P5. Hey, mate, how's the league going? I'm assuming this is J-Horse or someone else, because you're on the BRL account. But yeah, league's going great so far. This is the lowest bit of attendance we've got the whole season, which I'm sort of expecting now. It's, well, mid-March in the F1 24 game. I mean, there's not really much else to say. I think there's Blackburn there, just went wide. But yeah, lowest attendance we've had all season. We've had a few full grids across it as well, so I'm very proud. And yeah, penultimate round here at the moment. Blackbone, I believe, even if Chug finishes in 5th, we might have a tie going into the final race of the season. I might be wrong there. We'll just have to wait and see, though. Anyway, will Pablos be able to try and fend off Chug, or will they be swapping positions with each other? We'll just find out now, as Chug, I think, will try and make a move here. He hasn't got much battery to play with. Pablos is using the battery to try and defend from him. Chug trying to make it round the outside. Let's see if we can do it here. We're going to look on this camera, so the off-board, having to force him out there. Nice defense there from Pablos. Chug having to probably wait for another lap now. Brilliant there from Pablos, having to force him out, but not squeezing him off the track there. Lovely stuff from them two. And I'm going to wait and see then what is going to happen next with the fighting. Wisburn continuing to lead though anyway, and Rio Harris and Blackbone having to try and chase him down. But I think Wisburn now, look at this, he's got all the battery in the world, and he's got, well, a second in hand now. So I think Wisburn, the tyres just fell off a bit too much for the hard tyre runners, and at the moment I think the medium tyre runners are in the best position here. Our Henson's still on the back of Exotic, but at the moment all he really needs to do is stick within the penalty gap. But I think actually, yeah, look, Wisburn making a mistake, I believe, as he's now lost the DRS advantage, and Rio Harris and Blackburn are now back in, unless Wisburn is just trying to play the team game for his teammate. Blackburn there, just not much ERS left either. I don't know if it's worth him to always use a CRS here, but he's doing it regardless. I think Blackburn should just save for most of the lap next time and just sort of keep with them. But I don't know if he could really have a stream up and listen to what I'm doing at the same time. But anyway, Chug now finally past Pablos. Pablos looking like he's not going to be able to fight that one back, at least for now. So probably trying to stick on the back of Hazard with another penalty. Our Henson finally by Exotic Swords Exotic will try and go on the outside as well. Will he see if he can do it? Henson covers it off nicely on the inside. Will Exotic now try and make a move? Exotic has a little bit of a wobble there. He might just try and stick back 4 now and wait for the next DRS zone. I think he's going to, as yeah, he slots behind. Pulls a little bit further back actually. Oh, that's an almost a spin from Exotic there. But no, nothing done there. But good news here at the moment. We are still getting some fights. Pablos still on the back of Chug, and obviously the lead is still, well, not changing hands, but we still have a nice fight going on here at the moment. Wisburn, I'm not too sure if this is a genuine pace, or if this is him once again holding back for Rio Harris to keep his DRS as Mercedes. Well, I said they were going to do pole win fastest lap, but I did not think that was going to be genuine the thing here, because at the moment, they're going to take pole win the fastest lap at the moment. Chunky Awesome picks up 3-ticket penalties at the moment. That is not good for him, as he's going to fall behind Pablos at the case right now. But yeah, this is just the only issue with F124, unfortunately. DRS change. They gotta fix it next game, to be honest. I think they probably got to try and make DRS a little bit be less powerful, or the ERS less powerful, or the slipstream less powerful. Any of the 3, or maybe all 3. I'm not too sure, but yeah, whatever it is, it's just causing a lot of DRS change. And realistically, if you don't have DRS, you're unfortunately it's not going to make it really. Especially in a fact like Australia, you're not really able to just compete with 4 DRS zones around the track, especially. So yeah, just a few wishes there for F125. Hopefully that could be the case. But yeah, enough on the issue with this game. A little bit more on the racing at the moment, and I think Wisburn, I think he's just trying to keep enough of his tyres and his battery in check, just to make sure that Rio Harris is still safe. But we'll have to just wait and see, will they actually start fighting here, as Rio Harris is a little bit closer actually now, and Blackburn also is a little bit closer, but I think he's got the battery for it at the moment. It goes maybe almost a little bit wide. It's not because he's battery here, Blackburn, I don't think he should do it, but he's dumping the battery regardless. It's not really a good idea to, I don't think, because Rio Harris might go for a move here on Wisburn. Let's see. Wisburn, slight defensive into the first turn. That is a defensive move though, thrown by the Mercedes driver up top, and the Mercedes driver behind him trying to pressure. Pablos also trying to stick within the 3-second window of Chunky Awesome, but at the moment, yeah, look at that. No battery for him. As Henson, all the battery in the world for him though. He gets past Exotic up into P7 as well. So I believe much of the grid here will stay as they are up until the final few laps. And that is always when it's the most exciting time, obviously, as well. I mean, there's not really much more I can expand on there. Last lap, everyone's fighting position, and we just have to wait and see what happens. Yeah, look, Wisburn though, max battery, Rio Harris max battery. Blackbone is getting there on the battery, but he's dropping back a little bit here. So I think, yeah, this is the biggest issue for everyone else here. They've got to try and keep the battery with them. Rio Harris trying to use a little bit there, but Blackbone countering that with his own bit of battery usage. But yeah, at the moment, advantage Mercedes, especially Wisburn at the moment, who I believe will still have the tyres in check and has the better battery really than everyone else so far. But will his track position now change? Let's see though, as Rio Harris has come around the final corner, he's going to turn on the battery here, decides to turn it off again. They got to be wary of the McLaren behind them. Blackburn is he's going to turn on the battery. Fastest round of sector, you can tell something's going to happen here. Rio Harris on the inside will take the lead back from Wisburn at the moment. Wisburn going to try and keep within the Mercedes sights, almost gets closed off there completely, and Wisburn now will have to settle for P2 as the final laps are going to come very quickly. Exotic there also, I think he's going to try and get past Henson. He does on the outside and makes it stick there. So at the moment, it's now the 2 Mercedes out in front and McLaren once again, but they are now swapped. So we'll see what the pace difference is like. Will Blackman be able to save a little bit more ERS? I don't know, because at the moment, doesn't look like he's really doing that. Both Mercedes here on 100% battery. He's only about 60, but was flashing then. I believe he could just sit back for the next lap. I don't think Blackman should really push this one. But he uses battery regardless. There's no point. Blackbone, if you hear me, there is no point. Don't need to use the battery yet. You got to make sure you save it for this final lap, really, because you are down on the battery that you need. And yeah, look, the ice just sitting behind Wisburn here, to be honest. He'll be catching up to Rio Harris here, trying to use his battery around the final corner. No point using the battery you have. Will he do it though? He will still do it. So we'll see. Yeah, Blackburn, he's just not going to get it in time, really, because look at this. Rio Harris here. Well, actually, hold a minute. Blackburn, I might have said that he was not going to get it, but let's see. Running outside, potentially the Mercedes almost come together there on the penultimate lap, but no harm done to any drivers so far. But look, the battery difference now. Look at it. This is what I was talking about. Blackburn, 32%. The other two, 80s, 70s. It's ridiculous. Like, this, he should be saving more battery than this, but Blackburn deciding not to, deciding to try and get moves early, but it's not worked out for him. Henson there back past Exotic once again, and I think this is going to be the final lap, and we've got to try and see if this gets decided by, well, anything here. Is Rio Harris currently in the lead, but he's got his teammate to fend off here, Wisburn, on the medium tyres, on the fresher medium tyres, on the softer medium compound than the hard tyres that he is running, and Blackburn as well. Maybe got to try and do something there. Jeremy South and Chug the Awesome looks like they're going to keep their respective positions if Chug keeps on with what he's doing. He's on a gap of about 2.3, 2.4 at the moment, and he needs 3 seconds to break out on the final lap, and he might be able to do that. Jeremy South looks like he's going to claim a very quiet but very good P4 for the VCARB team. Henson, I think regardless here, yeah, Exotic gets another penalty anyway. He's going to keep P7 on the road, and everyone else behind. That is all down to the penalties they have. Now then, though, let's head into the final lap. Will Wisburn make the move early? And it looks like he's gonna. Everyone else deploying the battery now. Wisburn to the inside, getting a really good squeeze there. As Blackburn doesn't have much battery. Will he go for the move? He'll try it, but he can't make it on Rio Harris. And I think now this might be the grid order for the rest of the race. Wisburn has played it right. Let's see if Rio Harris can do anything here. He's going to turn the battery. Decides to turn against it though. I don't think he really was trying to make a move down here, as that might leave him susceptible for the final sector. Will he try and make a move down here though? Look at this speed from Rio Harris on the hard tyres as Blackburn is struggling behind him. I don't believe Blackburn can make a move now, but he's closing up as much as he can. Exotic Swords, I believe. Also, no, not past Henson there. So that is position signed, sealed, and delivered for Henson, unless there is some crazy fighting going on. I believe there's trying to be some crazy fighting over here in the final sector. And Rio Harris trying his best to clutch up to Wisburn again. Go ahead to retired teammate. He is in P7 at the moment, so he's doing well. Rio Harris trying to use all the battery he can to get back past Wisburn. Let's see if he can do it. Rio Harris, will he be able to get close enough into the final corner? Blackburn will not get close enough. Let's see now. The Mercedes teammates trying to fight here as Rio Harris doing his best to get past Wisburn. A little bit wide though, and I don't think it's going to happen there. Rio Harris, Blackburn picks up a penalty. That is him done in P3. Wisburn though, round the final corner. Will he make a mistake? No, he won't. Our Henson gets penalty as well. He's ahead of Exotic. Wisburn takes the flag. He wins. Rio Harris in second. Blackburn in third. Jeremy Saff in fourth. We're going to watch this fight though. Exotic almost hitting the back of our Henson there, and he's just had to make sure to get out of the way there. I believe, oh yeah, no, Exotic still 6 seconds of penalties, so he's still okay. Henson from the threat behind, but that was still something very interesting to have a look at. Chuck the Awesome was going to take P5 as Pablos could not bring the gap down in time. Henson will take a P7 in the end and keep, I believe, his championship hopes alive at the moment, and he goes a little bit of a spin across the line. Exotic in P8. Kodoy, it looks like he's going to hold on to the P9 spot as Jimmy Jags a bit too far back to inherit from his penalties, as Jimmy Jags himself has 6 seconds of penalties. It's all about Hazard Ginger Rage at the moment, but I don't think Ginger Rage is going to lose the spot of P11 to Hazard here. Hazard's got 9 seconds of penalties. He's going to come across the line in P11 on track. Ginger Rage, though, comes across, takes P11 from him. CSR Wolf and Furneck here will be the last to cross the line. We'll look at Furneck here. He was the only driver who has been lapped in this race, I believe. Yes, he comes across the line to finish the race. And finally, CSR Wolf across the line in P13. Every driver scoring points. That had finished the race. And that is everything. Brilliant job from everyone, really, there. Wow. Chug the Awesome there, getting driver of the day. And, well, I hope that was everybody having a fun race out there. Because I think that was alright. But anyway, yeah, Mercedes won too. I did not think they were going to take pole, win, and fastest lap. But Mercedes have come out of nowhere, really, with this result. It really has surprised me. But, yeah, I think that is Wisburn taking the win. Rio Harris making it a 1-2 with the fastest lap and the pole position point. 49 whole points for Mercedes, the max amount of points you can do in a round. Congratulations to both of them, and Blackburn for the P3 finish. 11 watching. Why have you all come away so late? I don't know. But anyway, Wisburn takes the win from 4th on the grid with a lovely strategy in the end on medium tyres and the fastest lap to boot. Rio Harris on pole position with the Mercedes team. Unfortunately, couldn't convert into a win, but he takes 2nd place, and Blackburn rang off the podium. Jeremy South, P3 down to P4, best he could do today. Chudley also as well, a lovely recovery drive from him to keep the championship hopes alive. P16 to P5. Pat Bloss in P6, Al Henson P7, Exotic P8, Kodoy P9 where he started, Jimmy Jags moving up 1 position to round on the top 10. Ginger Ray's P11, Hazard P12, Cesar Wolf P13, Fernick in P14, rounding off our finishers and the points, as CJ Jama and Essex Perry out of the race. And our last, well, people that raced. So then, now we wait for the race to fully save. I believe it will save in a second. Hopefully it has. I don't know if it is going to. I really hope it does. Let's just double check this. As, yeah, our finale's next week, so go to really look and see what happens there. I don't believe it's saved yet, so I'll just manually save it myself. And I'll be able to tell you all the final drivers' standings, I think, heading into the final race here. Just clarified. Okay, so all these are wrong. Brilliant. Wow. Oh no, they might not be wrong. I don't know. Blackburn's. Okay, never mind. No, these are all wrong. Okay, hold on a minute. Oh goodness me. You're gonna always give me a minute here. Okay, I'm not too sure if I'm really gonna be able to fix this. Let me just have double second here. Yeah, they didn't save fully, or didn't save properly, so unfortunately I'll be able to give you an update exactly on the standings heading into the final race. But I believe, if I'm correct, there is 1 point separating Chug the Awesome and Blackbone heading into the final round. McLaren has not won the Constructors yet. I believe Mercedes are now in the hunt for that top spot, but we'll just have to wait and see. McLaren have not won the Constructors Championship. Blackbone's not won the drivers, and it's all down to Blackbone and Chug the Awesome. Maybe an outside chance for my Henson as well. I'm not too sure just how many points he gained on either driver there, but I believe he does have the outside chance still. So maybe there's a little bit of crashes going on in the final race. We'll wait and see. Maybe Chug and Blackburn take each other out, or Henson somehow comes through for something. I'm not too sure. But one thing's for certain, you do not want to miss the final round of BRL Season 10. We'll make it as good as possible for everybody else. I will be here for everybody else, always on comms, as usual. I've been Mr. Cookie. This is Round 9 of Qatar, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.